On the sand, medics worked to save a life. The victim had no warning. Like more than a dozen others, he was enjoying Venice Beach in California on a sunny Sunday, when suddenly lightning struck. Some escaped with shocks, but for others it was fatal.
Freakiest part about it is there was clear blue sky overhead. The storm clouds were kind of down further south, so it was like at the tip of the storm. That's why none of the lifeguards had pulled anybody from the water or anything like that. So
how many were pulled from the water?
A couple, like one surfer who was directly hit out there that they were trying to revive.
After the strike, lifeguards searched the sea, scouring the surf for casualties. Many of those who were hit were in the water at the time, unaware of the danger, with nowhere to hide.
We got zapped. I felt like a lot of heat on the head and a bit of pressure on the head, and eyes blurry a little bit.
I looked up and there was this giant bolt of lightning just shooting across the sky, and the loudest thunder I've ever heard.
Venice Beach in the Broadwalk is popular with tourists. Many rushed from the water during the storm. It's thought a teenager was among those hurt.
Individuals, they have been packaged and sent away. For the most part, all of them are doing very well. There was the initial person who had received some, what we consider to be some serious injuries, and they have been transported to a local facility.
As well as those hit here on the beach, lightning also struck a golfer on Santa Catalina Island and triggered power cuts. These summer storms are rare, but on a beach packed with tourists, they can be deadly. Siobhan Robbins, Sky News.
The summer storm turns deadly. Actually, within the past 15 minutes, we have learned that a victim hit by lightning in Venice has died. In total, 8 people were hospitalized after a lightning strike hit the water in Venice.
And another person was struck by lightning on a golf course in Catalina Island. He's expected to survive. Several lightning strikes were reported on the island, causing a couple of small fires that were quickly put out.
And a viewer sent this video to us from Big Bear. Those storms hit all over Southern California today. As you can see right here behind us, the radar is very green, and it's been that way all day.
And we have a team covering the storm. We're going to start right now. Meteorologist Byron Miranda tracking the storm in the Weather Center. We again, though, with NBC4's Kate Larson live in Venice, where someone was killed by a lightning strike. Kate.
Kathy, just of course tragic news that we've received. The LA County coroner has confirmed that a 20-year-old man was killed. He died at the hospital after being taken here from Venice Beach, of course, to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Now, of course, everyone taken by surprise around 2:20 this afternoon when lightning and thunder rocked Venice Beach. Let's go ahead and take a look at video. Lifeguards and firefighters quick to the scene, trying to help all sorts of victims in and around the water. They say that 13 victims were treated in all. 8 of those were taken to the hospital. 2 of those were criticals, and as we just mentioned, one of those we've learned has died. They say the lightning struck around the water on both sides of the pier around 2:20. We spoke to one man who was on the volleyball courts 50 yards south of the pier. He felt a jolt of electricity up through his feet to the top of his head, and then he witnessed one of the victims receiving CPR.
We all got up off the ground and were just amazed at what had happened. We saw some commotion off by the water line, and another person was struck by the lightning, and he was unconscious laying on the beach. The lifeguards were already there doing CPR on him. He was an elderly gentleman wearing a wetsuit, and his two family members, a daughter and a friend, were standing nearby, and they witnessed the whole thing.
Now, we're working closely, contacting the fire department, trying to find out the conditions of the remaining 7 victims who were taken to the hospital. Spoke to a firefighter who's been working here for 31 years. He says he's never seen anything like this. Of course, lightning strikes do happen along the coast at the beach, but rare that so many people were injured in this summer storm. Live at Venice Beach, Kate